Hi, my name is Alex Ashley. I'm going to be talking about mass shootings. The reason why I want to talk about mass shootings is because my cousin actually was in a recent shooting, the one in Dayton, Ohio, and that's one of the big reasons why I want to talk about the subject. There's also been multiple mass shootings, such as in El Paso, Texas. So, a mass shooting is when one person shoots multiple people or victims using a firearm, and this is a very devastating event that has been going on in our country for a really long time. I actually read somewhere that mass shootings, there's only 5% of the world's largest mass shootings are in the US. So, I don't think that the US is really the biggest problem. I think that people are the problem. And that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it. So this goes hand in hand with gun control and kind of what I think about it, because I honestly think that people are the problem and their behaviors are the problem. So I recently watched and read an article that was on Fox News, and I forget what his name is, but one of the guys on there, I think his name is Dan Dimtree, he talked about how behaviors of people are kind of the biggest problem when it comes to gun control. Obviously, there's states, I read this quote that says, firearm deaths are significantly lower in states with stricter gun control legislations. And I definitely think that's true. I think I've been shooting guns my whole life. My family, my dad is completely for shooting guns, and he just thinks, and I also just think, learning from him and learning from multiple people doing it my whole life, that there just needs to be more laws on gun control and more of a background check. Again, I think that if a person is going to shoot up a place like they did in Dayton, they're going to find a way to get these guns that are made for, like, the military. I think, like, no matter what, like, they don't even need a background check or anything. They could just somehow find a way to get these illegal guns that are illegal to them, no matter how strict gun control is. So this goes hand in hand with structural functionalism and symbolic interactualism. The reason why I think it goes hand in hand with symbolic interactualism is because of social behavior and social understanding. I think if we understand the brain of a shooter and what makes them the way that they are, and I know every individual is different, but I think if we research that a little bit more, we'll know more what to look for when a person comes in and wants to get their gun license. And it goes hand in hand with structural functionalism. And this is because something I also read, that guns help maintain stability and order in a society, and it's used for protection, or you can look at it the other way around, and it can hinder stability and order by causing violence. So it causes protection and violence. Again, it's really the person using the gun. I think that, like in El Paso, Texas, and in Dayton would be the biggest example. As I said, my cousin recently, she was running from the shooter actually and got shot in the back of the leg, and she's okay now, but I think that if the owner of the bar had a gun, maybe lesser people could have died. I understand that the shooter had a very powerful gun. I don't know specifically what the gun was, the name of it, but I know that if the other side had a gun, I feel as though more people would have been protected. So I do think it goes hand in hand. I don't really know if this problem will ever be solved, because there's obviously various individuals out there that think that, maybe not think it's okay, but they don't really care about others, and they have psychological disorders that we may never understand. I don't think we will ever understand. So that's what I have to say about mass shootings. I really hope that later on down the road there will be lesser of them, but it seems like every time we turn around, we're hearing about this devastating issue, and I really hope that we'll figure it out and have stricter gun laws and, more importantly, a stricter background check and what goes in hand to buy the actual gun. So, thanks for listening.